Alright, let's show you how the Carnivorous Bastards cook this amazingly beautiful 8-pound bone-in ribeye roast from our good friends at Brandy Meats. First, you're going to want to rest it outside the fridge for at least 2 to 3 hours to ensure even cooking and a perfect medium rare throughout. If you miss this step, you're going to get a well done roast on the outside that's very rare in the middle, so make sure you rest it. First, we're going to season the roast liberally with kosher salt and some fresh cracked black pepper. This is the only chance you'll get, so make sure it's evenly seasoned. Meanwhile, we've got our big green egg in our oven coming to temp to 475 degrees. Let's get started on our herb paste. First, you'll need to stem the rosemary and thyme. Simply pinch the top of the sprig and run your fingers to the bottom. The leaves should pull off with little effort. Next, to our food processor, we're going to add 6 cloves of garlic, half a shallot, and the leaves of 2 sprigs of rosemary and leaves from 20 to 30 sprigs of thyme. We're going to pulse this to a fine chop, making sure to push down any bits that stick to the sides. When it's all nicely chopped, we're going to add 1/3 cup of olive oil until we form a beautiful green herb paste. Now let's get to rubbing. Spoon about 3/4 of the paste all over the roast, and then it's time to get messy. Using your hands, make sure it's evenly applied all over. We're going to use the remaining 1/4 of the herb paste to season our potatoes. So let's take that remaining bit of herb paste, put it in a bowl with the potatoes, season with salt and pepper, and then we'll set aside. Once your oven or big green egg hits 475, it's time to get it cooking. So we place it directly on the racks in the roasting pan. And we're going for a finished internal temp of 115 degrees. Make sure you place your thermometer in the thickest part of the roast. After 25 minutes, we're going to drop the oven or the egg temp to 325 degrees for about an hour. Don't worry, if you don't have a wired probe, you can just start checking with a regular meat thermometer after about 50 minutes. When the roast hits about 95 to 100 degrees internal, it's time to add your potatoes to the pan for the remainder of the cook. So we've hit our internal temp of 115 degrees. Now it's time to remove the rib roast to a cutting board and tent it with foil for at least 20 to 30 minutes prior to slicing. The carryover cook will take the meat to a perfect medium rare. If you want to make the wine sauce, pour off all but 2 tablespoons of the fat, and making sure to leave the crusty bits behind. This is where the depth of flavor will come from. Set the pan over your burners at medium-high heat on the stove and add 2 finely minced cloves of garlic and the other half of your shallot also minced to the pan. Saute for 2 to 3 minutes before we deglaze with some red wine. Reduce the wine, burning off the alcohol, and then add 2 cups of beef stock. We're going to reduce this by about half. We'll finish the sauce by whisking in 2 tablespoons of butter until it becomes nice and glossy. Salt and pepper to taste. Now let's get to slicing. Slice the roast to your liking, making sure to trim off the trusses before you start. No one wants to get any rope stuck in their teeth. Let's see how we did. Perfect medium rare. Looks like we nailed it. So you can pour some of the sauce over the slices, making sure to reserve the rest for your guests to add more if they wish at the table. Be sure to check out our good friends at brandymeats.com and be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at carnivorous_bastards for other recipes and cooks. Thanks, and live carnivorously.